Hi everybody, and today we're going to look at probabilities involving the word or. When we look at two or more events, like the probability of A or B, we're putting together the probability of A and the probability of B. Because an outcome could belong to both events A and events B, we need to subtract any overlap of the two events. Our formula for calculating the probability of A or B will be the probability of A plus the probability of B minus the probability of A and B. Let's try a few examples. The 2023 U.S. Senate is composed of 49 Republicans, of which 9 are women, 48 Democrats, of which 15 are women, and 3 independents, of which 1 is a woman, which gives us a total of 100 U.S. senators. If a senator is selected at random, let's find the probability the senator is a woman. To calculate our probability, we look at the total number of women, which would be 9 plus 15 plus 1, and we divide by the total number of senators, which is 100. Adding 9, 15, and 1, we get 25 over 100, which means our probability of selecting a woman at random would be 25%. The probability of randomly selecting a Republican would be the total number of Republicans over the total number of senators. Since we have 49 Republicans over the 100 total, that says we have a 49% chance of randomly selecting a Republican from our group. If we want to find the probability of selecting a Republican or a woman, then we need to break that down into the probability of selecting a Republican plus the probability of selecting a woman minus the probability that the selected person is both a Republican and a woman. Luckily, we already know that the probability someone's a Republican is 49%. The probability that a senator is a woman was 25%. Then the probability of being both is the 9 women Republicans over the total of 100, which is 9%. 49 plus 25 minus 9 gives us a total of 65%. Let's find the probability of randomly selecting a senator and not getting a Democrat. Here we're using the complement rule. Since 48% of the senators are Democrats, 100% minus 48% are not Democrats, which is 52%. Let's look at another example, and this time the information is in a table. We often call this a contingency table. This table represents a survey of 250 students, and they reported whether they went to school full-time or part-time, and whether or not they had a job. The jobs are broken down into working full-time, working part-time, and not working at all. Each student will only belong in one box of the table. We're going to start by finding the probability that a student is full-time. When we're looking at full-time student, we want to find the full-time students in our row and go all the way over to the total. We can see there are 91 students that are full-time out of our 250 students altogether. 91 over 250 is 0.364. Now let's look at the probability somebody works full-time. We'll go to the column that says works full-time and go all the way down to the total to see that we have 59 students. Our probability is 59 over 250, which is 0.236. Let's put that together and find the probability that a student is a full-time student and also works full-time. Here we're looking at the intersection of full-time students and the column of working full-time. We can see there are 14 people in this intersection. 14 out of 250 is 0.056. Now we can find the probability of selecting a student at random that is a full-time student or works full-time. Now we'll put together the probability that a student is full-time, which we know is 0.364, with working full-time, which is 0.236, and then we'll subtract full-time student and full-time worker, which is 0.056. This gives us a probability of 0.544. Let's try one more example. This contingency table groups registered race participants by age groups and by the type of race they participated in. This time, the number in the boxes represent the probabilities, not the counts of the participants. The first thing we want to find is the probability of selecting someone at random and that the participant would be 18 to 25. We find the row of 18 to 25, we go all the way over to the total, which says is 0.60. Now we're going to find the probability that a randomly selected participant participated in the 5K race. We find 5K as the column, go all the way down to the bottom to see the total of 0.55. Let's put that together and find the probability of selecting a random participant and getting someone that is 18 to 25 or ran the 5K race. We know we need to add together the 0.60 from 18 to 25, the 0.55 from the 5K racers. Then we need to subtract the participants that are 18 to 25 and ran the 5K race, which is 0.33. 0.6 plus 0.55 minus 0.33 gives us a total of 0.82. Remember, it's important to subtract the overlap because we don't want to get any probabilities over 100. If we had just simply added together the probability of 18 to 25, which was 0.6, and the probability of the 5K, we would get a probability of 1.15, which we know is too big. So remember, when you're looking at the word or, we're always going to add the separate events and then subtract any overlap.